Good afternoon, campers, and welcome back to Lotus Operations. And in today's video, I'm going to teach y'all something that I learned a while back about evading dogs if being tracked in a survival situation. So let's begin. Okay guys, and welcome back to Lotus Operations. And as I mentioned today, I'm going to teach y'all a little trick that I learned when evading enemy dogs in a survival situation, whether it be laws enforcement, whether it be enemy combatants, whether it be just trying to get away from somebody who is tracking you. Here is a method that works. Now, nothing works 100% of the time due to the fact of conditions, whether the type of dog that's tracking you or your conditions around you, but anything is better than nothing. So let's begin. Okay guys, and welcome back. And as I was talking about evading the dogs, you have to worry about optimal condition. Now, dogs can track and smell a human up to 12 miles away, which is 19 kilometers. And that means he could be at this spot and you could be 12 miles away and he will still know the direction you are without even following your scent. Now, the distance that the dogs can smell depends upon the wind, the rain, the type of environment, and the perfect conditions. Now, that is the longest distance that a dog can smell a human without having to track them. So you have to make sure that you are always further than 12 miles away from your enemies, so that the dogs cannot at least pick up your general direction that they have to follow on your scent to get you to the spot where they are going to take you out. Now, with knowing the distance that you have to stay between you and your adversary, you need to also know paths also determine your distance. So let's say you are starting from here to where you are beginning to get tracked, and you want to end up over here in this location of your territory. And let's say this is a 40-mile distance, because scents can last up to 40 miles away before they disappear, and you have to get to that spot from this spot before the dogs get to you. You want to not take a straight path. Taking a straight path in a evading situation is the worst thing you can do. You want to go around obstacles and you want to try to go over obstacles to try to break up the scent as much as possible. Dogs cannot track in the air. They can only track on the ground, and they track the vegetation smells that are released from plants as you break the plants and go through them. So you want to make sure that you go over dirt. You want to make sure you go through water. You want to make sure you go through conditions that has the least amount of plants to help keep your scent at the lowest levels possible. So let me show you another tactic that you can use to help disperse your scents better, so that you have a better chance of evading the adversaries. Okay guys, welcome back. So as I was talking, when you are trying to evade dogs, you never want to go a straight path to your target. You want to try to be as diverse as possible. So let's say you're here, and sorry that this marker does not work that well, and you want to go here, okay? Let's say you travel like a couple miles straight. Then what you want to do is you want to start a spiral method, going out continuously for about 150 yards to 300 yards, depending upon the time that you have, continuously spreading your scent around in the area to disperse it further and further away from the exact path that you want to do. Once you get about the distance you want, you keep trying to make your way to your target, but going up, but still never taking and going to the direct location, because if you make a straight path, the officers are going to determine which path you're going. So you're always wanting to change your direction every 5 miles while still continuously heading the direction that you're intending to go upward to the final location of your coordinates or your direction of your compass that you have set where you want to end up. And so each time you do it, you take it and you keep spreading. Now, amongst your tracks, just doing spirals, sometimes the officers may figure it out and stick a distance for the dogs to go to the outer locations. So that's why you never go the exact same distance every time. The further you get away and the more time you have, the wider you should make your circle, or make your circle smaller, depending upon what you want, so the officers never know the approximate distance, diameter of your circle from one side to the other. And if you want to randomly, you can randomly cut across your circle in making certain patterns to allow your circle scent to disperse more, to blend it a little bit better, to help throw them off the trap. And then as you go again, you go back. Damn it, my marker's not working. Your marker is not working. Sorry guys, my video died. So as I mentioned, is in the middle of your paths, you want to try to change up your courses to make it to where like your patterns blend amongst there completely. And then you just keep going your circles every 3 to 5 miles each time, depending upon when you feel like you need to make another dispersion path. And then you want to just randomly change stuff. And then eventually you're going to get to your point of making it to your circle of your point. And this marker 2 is going bad. And then you're going to eventually get to your X. So as you can see, eventually, once you get done with your patterns, you're going to make it up to your X. Unfortunately, this marker has also died out on me. And then you're going to get to your final location to where you want to be. But remember, the dogs are continuously going up the path, tracking you down every single spot you do. So they're eventually going to make it here. But in doing this, you may have a slight amount of time to rest before you need to continue on to your next batch, or if you have an airlift, or if you have a vehicle to get you out of there and continuing on to get rid of your scent and travel a lot further and faster, longer distance than on foot. Now, if you want to get dark, and when I mean dark, I'm talking about this is going to actually take a little bit more time away from you eliminating away from your enemies, is you want to, in between your sections, you want to set up traps if you can. Setting up a trap along your path could eliminate the dog by either killing it or disabling it, which would then delay the officers a lot further, or adversaries a lot further, from tracking you down, because of the fact is now they have to get another dog in if they don't have any more dogs. And then the enemy that is tracking you down would have to start from this path, wait for this dog to get evacuated out, new dog to come in, and then the process would start again, which would then extend your time between them and distance-wise tremendously, which is allowing your scent to eventually fade. We'll use this as an example because the scent is fading because it's older, and these are newer scents for them. So therefore, it will allow your scent to fade away, which then in turn could let you escape your enemy. Okay guys, so as I mentioned, when evading an adversary who's using dogs to track you down in a survival situation or a combat situation or an enemy is attacking America situation, and you're trying to get to friendly territory, or you're just trying to get out of the areas without getting caught, just remember that time is a factor. The further the distance you can get away from them, the better off it is, because your scent will last up to 40 hours. They can smell you 12 miles away, so you have to move fast. You cannot rest, you cannot stop. You got to put as much distance between you and the adversary as possible. And the conditions, the better the conditions that you travel in, the better for the dogs to track you. So if you're able to travel in the worst conditions, through rain, through no winds, through sands, through harsh environments, you have a better chance of evading the adversaries. Hope you found this video entertaining, and Lotus Operations out.